Hello, welcome to Stephanie's Monday night Uplift call. She is at a band concert tonight, so she will not be joining us. Tis the season for children activities. So we're going to start it off with Lena, and she's going to do a little product share for us. So Lena, I'll just turn the time over to you and let you share with us.
Perfect. Thank you, Callie.
Yeah.
So I decided I wanted to do a product share on frankincense, which actually worked out really well. So I will share a little bit about it and then some stories that I have actually just experienced today with it, which is really cool. So frankincense is, I've heard several people say, when in doubt, frankincense. Just across the board, use frankincense because it's just like the help all of oils. So these are some common primary uses. It's for Alzheimer's disease, aneurysms, arthritis, asthma, balance, brain, helps with aging, brain injuries, breathing, cancer, coma, concussion, confusion, coughs, depression, fibroids, genital warts, hepatitis, let me read things correctly, immune system support, improved vision, infected wounds, inflammation, Lou Gehrig's disease, memory, mental fatigue, miscarriage, moles, MRSA, multiple sclerosis, Parkinson's disease, plague, postpartum depression, scarring, helps with prevention of it, tumors, ulcers, uterus tissue regeneration, virus of nerves, warts, and wrinkles. So it covers a wide expanse of systems in the body. And you can use it, of course, all three. Topical can be applied neat, so you don't need to dilute it, which I actually found very helpful today. Diffuse or inhale. And you can actually take it as a supplement as well, either the tongue, or I don't really like the taste of it, so I actually do 1 to 2 drops in a capsule. And so my story today with the frankincense is I have heard somewhere in the last couple of months that to help with headaches, you do a drop of frankincense on your thumb and then hold it to the roof of your mouth. And then you follow that with a drop of peppermint on your thumb and hold it to the roof of your mouth. And I had tried it on myself, and it actually worked. I was super surprised, and I was like, okay, I've got to find somebody else to try this on. And if they don't use oils very much, it's even better because they won't have any preconceived, ideas of what the oils should or shouldn't do. So there's a gal I worked with today. She had a really bad headache, couldn't focus. She was having to look at a computer screen, and I had tried the Clary Calm, and it wasn't really helping because I wasn't sure what type of headache it was. And so I asked her, I was like, well, would you be willing to try this frankincense and peppermint with putting it on the roof of your mouth? She's like, well, sure, I'll try it, give it a shot. So while we were sitting there at lunch, she, I think, did it 3 or 4 times, probably within about 20 minutes, and her headache actually dissipated a lot. Then I had her do it 1 more time. So she was able to focus and actually get work done the whole afternoon. And she came back this evening and was like, thank you so much for letting me use those, because I was actually able to think and get stuff done, and I wasn't just completely miserable staring at my computer screen all day. And then my mom shared with me that Lexi had told her, she's like, oh, I need to go get this oil so that I can use it too. And Mom's like, well, where are you going to get it from? Kind of trying to be careful, not wanting to come off too pushy or anything. And Lexi's like, oh, Vitamin Cottage. And Mom's like, well, actually, the quality is totally different. And so she kind of told her a little bit about the quality, and Lexi was like, whoa. So I'm excited because we kind of planted a little seed, and who knows? And, frankincense is the 200 PV bonus oil of the month. So I was like, sweet, let's get some more frankincense to share. But yeah, so I'm super excited about that.
Awesome. Thank you. Good for you. Like, that's totally just how it needs to be done. When you share, you just show somebody help somebody like and give them experience, because the oils do like take care of the rest.
Oh
right?
yeah, they do. Totally.
And I've tried for the headache, the frankincense to the roof of the mouth, but I've never followed it with peppermint. So I really like that. I have heard for, like I personally have never had a migraine, but I've heard that you can use it the same way and then repeat like every 15 to 30 minutes if it's like a seriously bad one. Because I've had people, oh, I have this horrible headache, and they try it, and then they came back by like 5 minutes later, and they're like, oh, I saw my headache. Okay,
yeah, and that's,
well, maybe let's
I would
try
just do it again. Yep,
Yeah.
exactly. Just do it again.
Yeah. So great. Well, thank you for sharing that. Does anybody have any questions for Lena or any other comments they'd like to share about frankincense while we're on the topic? So, okay. Well, we'll just move into, I'm going to present tonight. For those of you that just hopped on, Stephanie is, let's see, at a band concert, so she will not be joining us. So thank you all for hopping on. So mine's going to just be kind of short and sweet, and it's just some things I was thinking about and finding that I should have been a little bit better with earlier on in my business. So I know we have some newer people that are just starting the business, and so I think this will really help you. And it's all about lists. Keeping your lists of for emails and your list of prospects and customers and things like that is so important, because you can establish a social media presence on Facebook or let's say Instagram, right? You do not own those followers. And if you think about it, like Facebook can change the rules at any time, and same with Instagram or any other social media you may be using, and you can lose all those followers and have no contact with, not even have any contact with them, say something happens to those. So I really want to encourage you to start lists of, and I would suggest doing it like you could set up an Excel sheet. You could set up like Google Docs is super handy, because you can have it on your computer. You could have the app on your phone so that you can have access to it whenever. I've moved mine all over to Google Docs also, so I can update it on my phone if I'm out and about and I meet somebody. But having different lists of, let's say, like our prospects, like I mentioned, anyone who has ever attended one of your classes. So those little drawing sheets, those are gold. And I think even asking if it would be okay to email them. I know some of them have that on there, but maybe you could just have them, you could verbally, confirm with them, hey, would you mind if I sent you some emails? Those types of things, just because you don't want to spam somebody. Also, I would keep detailed notes of anybody that's just purchased retail from you. So sometimes not everybody's going to enroll, but they might buy a couple oils from you. I would suggest having that list with obviously their contact info. And then I like the idea of having a little note of, maybe what they purchased and when, and the date when they did. And I'll get to the point of like why these are so important. Also of like your customers, and you can do this right in your back office. You can go to your detailed genealogy and you can make the cells of what you want on there. And so I've done this where it's just the customer's name, their email, phone number, and also I've added their enrollment date and their birth date on there. And then created a whole nother thing of like when they enrolled and birth date. And for those purposes, I was thinking, wouldn't it be so cool to send them just like a cool little email like, hey, happy anniversary, your doTERRA anniversary. Also sending them just a birthday note email. That is a little bit of extra work, obviously, but I think you can have it set up that each month you just have it scheduled to go out to those people. It may take you just an hour, whatever to do that. But just showing a little bit of customer service and a little customer care. And so leading into that is these lists are so important. And it was kind of just got me thinking is like over BOGO month, and I was personally trying to re-hit a rank so that I could go to leadership. And the power of being able to just type up one nice little email and send it to all these people, customers, prospects, anybody that's ever bought an oil from me, and just letting them know what the BOGOs are. Instead of being like, oh my gosh, so I kind of remember somebody buying something from me, and I can't remember what they did, so I don't know if, maybe they'd be interested in this deal or whatever. But just the power of your email list and selling something is huge. So I just hope that helps you guys that are just starting, just to give you some ideas on ways to make your life easier as you get further down the road. So, so for some of us that have been doing this a while, you already have some lists, but are looking to re-engage or rebuild, offer some value to the people. Maybe come up. doTERRA has those fun little ebooks. There's like 3 different ebooks that you could that's a way you could get new contacts, prospects, is offering them something for free for joining your email list. And you could easily just send them one of doTERRA's ebooks that they have in our, oh gosh, it's like back by the classes, I think, under our advocates. This was just some ideas that I had this afternoon. But does anybody have anything else that they like, if they've had experience with their lists and how powerful they've been for them? Sarah, I know you're really into the marketing and that type of thing. Do you have anything you could share with us?
Well, thanks, Callie. I would probably just say where it comes in most handy is for BOGO time, because I do most of mine via text now, because not everyone checks their email. So I just have a list of everyone who wants to. The way I did it different. So normally I just would text everyone, all my contacts and all my enrollments. But this time I let them know a couple of days in advance, because we knew, and I let them know what the first day was and asked them if they would like me to let them know about the BOGO each day. And so I got their permission. So that made me feel better, like I wasn't just texting them just because they're a customer. So I had their permission. And then I also said, if you have any friends interested in essential oils or anyone that you think would be interested in the BOGOs, they can also join my text list, and I can text it to them. And I actually had 5 people join that list and 1 person enroll. So,
wow.
Yeah, I've never done that. And it just kind of came to me when I was sending out the text message. And I thought, well, I'll give it a try and see if it works. So it actually worked well. So.
Yeah, that's a great way to get referrals too.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, I like that idea. So when you do the texting, do you do it like through a texting service, or are you individually like copying, pasting, changing the name, personalizing it?
Yeah, so that's the hardest part. It takes about an hour a day, because I am individually texting each person. And I have tried like group text, but nobody likes group text messages. I don't like them myself either. So I do individually, and I say hello to each person individually, and then I'll like copy and paste the rest of the message. It just seems to get a better response, because they feel like, you're personally saying hello to them, which you are. So yeah. I think it would be great to have a text service to send it out, but I haven't even looked into that. That's a good idea though.
Yeah, I know some that you can get, like the one Stephanie uses, that Remind, I know is a free one. And I've done that before, where because you can have people just text to a number if they want to sign up for it. And and then they're automatically like put in to it. So like you can do like BOGOs or whatever, and they text BOGOs to, it's like a 6-digit number or something.
Right.
And anyway, and so I've had like a few people just sign up for it on their own, like customer wise, because I've done that too. Like there's a few I'll text that are, like not on Facebook or things like that. But
Right. And that was the main reason I kind of went to texting and not on, I mean, I still put it on my social media and everything, but not everybody's guaranteed to look where everyone is going to see your text message. So that's why I do all of it.
Yeah.
But it takes a little bit of time, but it's worth it.
Yes, definitely. Like, and it's like 3 times a year that you hustle it like that.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
not. Awesome. Yeah. Thank you for sharing. Yeah. And that was kind of
You're
another
welcome.
point, like I was wanted to make about Facebook is I have like customer groups and a few things, and you can tell that the thing, like who's seen it, and it might show like 3 people that have seen it. And like, I found that Facebook is really frustrating this past few months because I'm seeing the same posts that I've seen for like 3 days in a row, as you kind of scroll and you're like seeing the same post. And so I don't spend that much time on there anymore either because of that.
Yeah, there's really no guarantee with Facebook on who sees what, unless everybody's liking and sharing everybody else's. That's the only way I think more people see things.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
And I know Stephanie has said this to me too, is like even how people aren't opening their emails, and I use Constant Contact right now, and it's $20 a month, but you can see who's opened it and who hasn't. So that is kind of helpful. But Stephanie had mentioned she had learned is even though they're not opening them, but if you have a consistency with your emails, they're constantly like seeing your name come up once or twice a month, is really just because they can see that you're actively doing things. So, all right. Does anybody have any questions? I know we're over time. That went super fast. Sorry. Oh, wait, no, we're not. It started at 5:30, right? I was thinking we started at 5 and it was already like 5:50. Hello. So, well, that's all I have. I just thought it would be something different, and just to kind of give you guys some ideas, because I was kind of kicking myself for a few things that I was like, dang, I should have done that like 2 years ago. So if I can help any of you early on, I hope that gives you some ideas. So, all right. So I guess if there's no questions or comments, we'll wrap this up and then see you all again next Monday. Thank you for jumping on.
Thanks, Callie, for doing the call.
Oh, you're welcome.